We are continuing our series today called Reset and Rebuild. And just to kind of bring you up to speed, for those of you who hadn't been here the last several weeks, this is from the book of Ezra. And Ezra, the book of Ezra, is about the rebuild of the temple. God's chosen people, they have been in exile in Babylon for 70 years. They've now given permission by by King Cyrus, who had taken over Babylon. They could go back to Jerusalem and start rebuilding the temple that had been destroyed 70 years earlier. So that's what the book of Ezra is about going back and rebuilding it. If you've ever read the book of Nehemiah, that is the book about rebuilding the walls that go around the city of Jerusalem. So kind of contemporaries with each other, but we're in the book of Ezra, the rebuilding of the temple. And so where we're picking up today is they are back in Jerusalem. They have come back. There is the rubble everywhere that we've talked about, kind of like, for our example, kind of like the hurricane aftermath, but worse, because it's been sitting there for 70 years. Bunch of stuff, bricks, mold, this kind of stuff. So pick up our story, Ezra chapter 3, verse 6. It says, from the first day of the 7th month, they began to offer burnt offerings to the Lord, but the foundation of the temple of the Lord had not been laid. Then they gave money to the masons and carpenters, and food and drink and oil to the Sidonians and to the Tyrians, to bring cedar wood from Lebanon to the Sea of Joppa, according to the permission they had from Cyrus, king of Persia. All right, there's a lot of cities, there's a lot of names, there's a lot of history in this place. So do not go to sleep on me today. I promise you, I will relate this to modern times, but we're about to do a little bit of history and a little bit of geography as well. And I know some of you can go back to 10th grade and 11th grade in school, and you're like, oh, great. No, I promise you, we're going to make this relate to modern days, okay? So here's the thing. A lot of money in these verses, a lot of money was given for the workers to do the work. A lot of supplies were given, food and drink and oil we just saw. This past week at this church, there were so many hands on deck doing a lot of work. I mean, a lot of stuff. We have done a lot. We've got a lot to do around here, but I want you to know, church, I am so proud of you, to be honest. Like, just the amount of effort that has gone here. Money has been spent this week to have dumpsters and do part of the cleanup and some storage bins, this kind of stuff. Money has been spent. More money is going to be spent in the future for future repairs and future rebuilds. We're doing this stuff. There's effort, there's time, there's money that we're putting into it. Everybody has a role. Everybody has a role in this equation. And so many of you have done so much already, and we're going to keep doing more. But here's what I want you to see in this passage here that we just read. Sometimes, and this is an easy thing to miss with what we just read, sometimes it's going to require outsiders. Now, I want you to look at that passage again with me, and it's in verse 7 there. It says that the Sidonians and the Tyrians, I've been pronouncing that word wrong all week, so y'all don't know anyway, right? Is it Tyrians or Tyrians? You don't know. Okay, so nobody knows. So it's Tyrians. I think it's the city of Tyre, so Tyrians. Okay, that's where I'm going with. The Sidonians and the Tyrians were used in the work of the rebuilding of the temple. They were outsiders, okay? So here's what I want you to understand. Here's the geography of this. So here's Jerusalem, and then up way north, up in the Lebanon area, this is where Sidon and Tyre were. Not inside of the Promised Land area. This was in what we call Gentile country. And so the Gentiles were used in the rebuilding of the temple. Now I want you to notice that where it came through the port, the Sea of Joppa. Y'all still with me? Don't go to sleep, all right? Joppa is an important place. I promise you I'm going to tie this together. Joppa is an important place in the Bible. It's mentioned quite a few times, but particularly we know that, remember Jonah? He was instructed to go to preach to Nineveh. Jonah didn't want to do it. He's like, those stupid Ninevites, we don't need them. So he wants to run. He's going back to Tarshish, but his first stop is in Joppa, okay? On his way back there. He got turned around. He had a whale of a time. Okay, got turned around. I know. I'll be here all night. Come on, come on. This Kevin experiment may end really quickly here. Joppa is mentioned in the New Testament. Peter is given a vision. There's this sheet that comes down from heaven. He sees on it, there's all these different animals in this vision he has. And he's given this vision there, and this is in Joppa. And I want you to read part of that vision. This is Acts chapter 10, verse 15. And this is Peter getting this vision. He's there in Joppa. It says, again a voice came to him, this is to Peter, a second time, what God has cleansed, no longer consider unholy. So I want you to know, in Joppa, basically the vision, what this whole meat thing and the sheet meant is no longer do we consider these Gentiles to be unholy because God has made them holy. This is why this is important. Now this is Old Testament, this is New Testament here with Peter, but it's happening in Joppa. Joppa is considered kind of like a gateway place. A gateway to the Gentiles. Here's my point in all of this. When they first came out of Egypt, and they had the tabernacle out in the desert there, they used products, they used stuff from Egypt to be part of their tabernacle. Then when they built the first temple with Solomon, once again the same thing, they had used stuff from up north in the Lebanon area to build this first, and workers as well from Gentile lands. And now here once again, we're using this stuff from the outside to come down. What I want us to see in this passage is that the temple that's being built, it's for all the peoples. It's not just for the chosen people. It's for all the peoples. Now, they didn't maybe necessarily understand that then, but it will become clearer throughout the Word of God that it is for everybody. Our God is a God to all of the nations. Amen? Our God is for all the peoples, and he started this even back in the Old Testament when he was building this temple here. Even back with the tabernacle, the hints and the clues were already there. Y'all know this to be true, but I just feel like we need to say it. Jesus is not an American thing, right? We don't have exclusive, I know you know that, right? But we don't have exclusive rights to Jesus Christ. I'll also say this, that sometimes Christianity is portrayed as that we're the intolerant ones. You know, that we're the ones that are like the bigots or whatever it may be. We're the exclusive club that you know. But can I just tell you that Christianity is actually probably the most inclusive of any world religion? Like, to become a Christian, think about it. Lord, I'm sorry. Would you forgive me of my sins? Would you cleanse me and come into my life and take control? That's what being a Christian is. Now, there's more like following him and this kind of stuff. But we don't have to, as Christians, thank God, have to get our Zen right. I don't even know what that means, right? We don't have to climb a mountain and sit in a position and find ourselves. And we don't have to do all of that stuff, right? It's amazing that God says, just come to me. Our God is a God for all the nations and all the people. He is very inclusive. Even today, and I'm way off notes, even today, as we deal with different stuff that happens in this world and all around us. I thought about this. I may have read this somewhere, but this whole thing with Charlie Kirk, okay? Somebody compared it way back to Stephen, to the stoning of Stephen. But here's the part that I had not heard, and I thought this was interesting. At the stoning of Stephen, we're going all over the place today, y'all. At the stoning of Stephen, there was a young man in the crowd by the name of Saul. Does anybody know who Saul is? Saul became Paul, who wrote most of the New Testament. He's standing in that crowd, and he is part of the group that is stoning Stephen. Can I tell you today that even those who did this thing to Charlie Kirk, that they can be redeemed by the blood of Jesus Christ, just like Saul to Paul did. Now, Saul to Paul had quite an awakening experience to get there, but it can happen. It can. Our God is a God for all of the nations. I want you to go to a passage with me, Isaiah chapter 56. Isaiah chapter 56, verse 7. And Isaiah was also a contemporary of this exile time. So he was a little bit before this return here. So the passage we're about to read, I want you to understand that they would have been able to read this same exact passage then that we're reading today. 56:7 says, even those I will bring to my holy mountain and make them joyful in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and their sacrifices will be acceptable on my altar. For my house will be called a house of what, church? Prayer for all the peoples. It's a house of prayer for all the peoples. Our God is inclusive. And what we saw here in this passage today is they're rebuilding this temple. He's using the Sidonians. He's using the Tyrians. He's using those people who are from the Gentile lands to build this Hebrew Jewish temple. He was open to that, and it came through Joppa. Okay, so All right, Kevin, what does all that mean to us? What does that mean to us in our world today? What it means, I think, is when we do the rebuild, God is going to and can use outsiders. We don't need to be afraid of that, okay? God can use the outsiders, but what we need to make sure is that we are being the Joppa. We are being the one that is showing them Jesus. Church, of all people, Christians, churches should be an example of who Jesus Christ is. In your life, you don't have to use just Christian vendors. If you find a good mechanic and they're not a Christian, you can go there, right? Okay, you can go there. You can do these things, but be an example of Jesus Christ. Be the Joppa to that person, all right? So here's the thing. Sometimes, and this is a sad truth, but sometimes Christians are not good examples of who Jesus Christ is. Y'all know the Mahatma Gandhi saying? You ever heard that quote before? Gandhi said, and he was Hindu, right? He says, I like your Christ. I may mess this up a little bit. He says, I like your Christ, I don't like your Christians. I can love your Christ, but I can't love your Christians. The problem, it was a condemnation of Christians, okay? So we have to be careful that our portrayal of Jesus Christ is portraying Jesus Christ. We need to be careful in this world. It doesn't mean we get to be taken advantage of or anything like that. I'm not saying that. We're not doormats. But our dealings, of all people, our dealings should be ethical and should have character. We don't need to secretly cut a corner, cheat on our taxes, do the little things. Character matters. It's kind of like the broken window thing I talked about earlier with physical things. Little things matter spiritually as well. Little things matter. Character is doing the thing that nobody sees, that only God sees and that you see. Because sometimes those character things become public at some point. Ethics. Ethics is doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. So as Christians, we can use outsiders, we can do this kind of stuff, but we have to be Joppa. We have to show them. So what it quite practically means for us as we do things like putting a steeple on the church, we can hire outside companies to do that. We can hire, y'all with me? Y'all with me? Okay. That's what they did even here in the Old Testament, the rebuild of this temple, okay? Go to Ezra chapter 3, verse 8 with me. You're going to love this one. Now, in the second year of their coming to the house of God at Jerusalem, in the second month, Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Jeshua, the son of Josadak, and the rest of their brothers, the priests, and the Levites, and all who came from the captivity to Jerusalem, began the work and appointed the Levites from, how old? 20 years and older to oversee the work of the house of the Lord. Here's what I want you to understand. God will use young people in the rebuild. God will use young people in the rebuild. Now think about this equation here where they're at. 70 years they've been waiting on this. They're coming back into Jerusalem. They're getting to rebuild this temple. And God says, God says through Ezra, 20 years old or older, you can be a part of this. Young people, there's got to be somebody in the crowd going, I got a question. They don't have life experience. This is a really, really big job. Are we sure we're going to trust? Hey, do you know the 20-year-olds? Like, have you seen what they do? Like, they wear things in their nose now. Are we really going to trust this all-important thing to these 20-year-olds? Yeah, they did, okay? Now, that doesn't mean they're doing it all, right? It said 20 or older, right? So there are the olders in there too, but I think it's something significant here to say that the younger ones can be. Here's what I would tell us. As we rebuild, as we reset here at Wright Baptist Church, we're going to get younger voices involved in this process. They know the language. They know the culture. Look, I know some of y'all think I'm young. I'm just younger than you. I'm not young, okay? Look, just out of curiosity, I did this little Google thing this week. I was wondering, and this is this absolute truth, I did not know one song in the top 100 on the Billboard charts. Not one. Not one. Like, I'm looking through it going, nope, never heard it, never heard it. Now, if I heard them, I might go, oh, yeah, I've heard that in Target. You know what I mean? But I didn't recognize them, so I'm not hip, all right? And I don't even know if that's the right word, all right? I don't know what's the word, Chloe? You don't know either. Okay, I don't know what the word is. Does anybody in the room know what the new hip word is? Bougie, is that a word? I don't know, okay? I'm not that, okay? And I'm not saying that we're going to make the church like all that stuff, but it doesn't hurt to have those voices in the room. There's some really, really godly young people in this room, right over here, and in this world, okay? These two over here were born after 9/11. That's crazy, right? Not this 9/11, like the 9/11, right? Y'all young, yeah. No, okay, but one of you was, okay. Sure, but you're close. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. I got stuff in my house older than you, so, and I know y'all do, all right? But here's the thing. We're going to use young people. So years ago when I was a youth pastor, I had this little kid named Samuel. Samuel was in 6th grade, and Samuel was like 11 years old going on like 45, okay? Samuel was really mature, okay? He was homeschooled, and he just was real sharp. If he were here today, I would say this because he would agree, but he was a geek, all right? This kid knew some stuff, all right? I had Samuel help me fix my computer a few times as a 6th grader. Y'all do that too, by the way. When you have a problem with your phones, I know what you do. You call your grandkids, am I right? Y'all testify, all right? So Samuel, I started letting him back in the day, we didn't have ProPresenter and stuff. We had PowerPoint. I let him start doing the PowerPoint slides for the youth group on Wednesday nights. So he would type in the songs. He'd come early. He'd type them in and get everything ready. He was doing a really good job with it, but it was one of those things like it was rush on Wednesday nights to get it done in time. So after he had proved himself for a while, I said, why don't you take the laptop home with you? 6th grader, okay? Samuel started taking the laptop home with him, doing everything, getting it ready on his own. If he wasn't going to be there, Samuel, a 6th grader, called and made sure somebody else had the laptop and somebody else was organized to do it. A 6th grader, okay? So Samuel does all that. Fast forward about a year later, Samuel is doing upstairs at the church, big church we called it. He's doing everything for big church. He's typing up the lyrics and all. We started letting him go home with that laptop as well. So Samuel's taking 2 laptops home with him. Now at this point, he's in 7th grade. He's taking 2 laptops. He's entering the words for youth. He's entering the words for big church. He's bringing it back, and he's running it as a 7th grader. Fast forward several years later. Samuel got hired at Olive Baptist Church over in Pensacola, big old church, as their media minister. He had a big role. But here's the thing I want to tell you about Samuel. I believe it's because he started and he grew and he was given responsibility. I think he probably made some mistakes along the way because, as I've proven already today, we all do, okay? But he did it. He did it. So here's my point in that. We will trust young people with stuff. That doesn't mean they're not going to need to be corrected or guided along the way, but we're going to trust them. And we're definitely, I think, need to listen to those voices in the room. I want to show you guys a couple of pictures. This first picture is, you'll recognize this from NASA control room, the 1960s and 1970s. If you have seen the movie Apollo 13, I think they depicted it really well. These guys did some really incredible stuff. I mean, you think about that time period and what they were able to do. I mean, I know if you go back to the 50s and watch some of those sci-fi space movies, it was really out there. They actually did that stuff. Put people in space, landed on the moon, all of this kind of stuff. Some incredible stuff that was accomplished by all these guys wearing coats and ties. Look at this next picture. That guy's got a baseball cap on backwards, wearing T-shirts. Yep, see the one, he's in the middle, he's standing up, he's got his cap on backwards. The other guy's sitting right there. This is the SpaceX control room. Y'all familiar with SpaceX? Have you watched them land their rockets? That thing just comes in backwards, and they land a rocket from space better than some of you guys can park your car in the Target parking lot. That's amazing, right? These guys look different. They think different. It's a different culture, but they're brilliant, okay? And I'm not downplaying what the NASA guys did, because if the NASA guys didn't do what they did, these guys would never do what they're doing. So it is both and. It's old and young, and we grow together. And by the way, these guys are going to be old someday, and there's going to be somebody else new and young that's thinking something else, okay? We just got to be open to allowing that because God has told us there in Ezra, 20 years old or older are part of the rebuild. There's going to be young people involved. So what does that mean for us? It means that we're going to have to allow that. We're going to have to be gracious to that, to let that input come in for us. And by the way, we do some of this already. Some of you guys have already gotten used to that. Choir members, we use an app. We use the Planning Center. So we are using some technology and things, and it's not all bad. It's not all bad, okay? Now this next one, go with me to Ezra chapter 3, verse 10. Ezra 3, verse 10. It says, "Now when the builders had laid the foundation of the temple of the Lord, the priests stood in their apparel with trumpets, and the Levites, the sons of Asaph, with cymbals, to praise the Lord according to the directions of King David of Israel. They sang, praising and giving thanks to the Lord, saying, For he is good, for his loving kindness is upon Israel forever. And all the people shouted with a great shout when they praised the Lord, because the foundation of the house of the Lord was laid." This third point here today is sometimes we just need to take a praise break. Sometimes we just need to take a praise break. Get it right here what's happening. They've laid the foundation. That's it. They got the floor down, and they said, that's enough for us to have a party. And they started banging the cymbals. Derek, the drums are in the Bible, all right? Drums are in the Bible. They started banging the cymbals. They started praising. They started shouting. They started singing their praise and giving thanks to God because the floor had been laid. They're nowhere close to building the temple. They haven't even built their houses. They haven't built a wall. And they're like, we got a floor. Let's take and praise. Here's what I think that means to us, church. We got a lot to do, but I don't want to get so lost in the big, big, big picture that we don't stop along the way and celebrate some of the things that are done and have already been done. A lot was done this past week. A lot of stuff. I mean, a lot of stuff. Matter of fact, this is not on my notes, but I'm thinking about it right now. Right behind me, right behind that cross, right behind that wall, years ago when this place was built, there's a room right back there, and somebody had the foresight. When was it? 2000, 2001? Is that about right, when this was built? 05, okay, early 2000s, all right. Somebody had the foresight to put on that room back there, on each side coming into it, prayer room. Somebody thought it was important enough to make that a prayer room back there right behind us, saying that, we want this place to be called a house of prayer. We want this prayer room to be a place where we can pray. But what happened over time, and it probably started simply, probably something was left in there. This is not on my notes. This is just, I think God's downloading this right now. Somebody laid something down. And here's a principle I've learned over the years. A pile always attracts a bigger pile. Try that at home on your kitchen table. Go home and put a couple things down and just see if somebody else in your household doesn't put something else on it. And then give it like a month or so. Pretty soon you're going to have all kinds of stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? A pile attracts a pile. So this room right back here that was once designated as a prayer room many, many years ago, it started with a little bit of a pile, and it became a bigger pile and a bigger pile and a bigger pile. That room was full 6 days ago of stuff. Packed. Not only was it packed full of stuff, man, I got so much going through my head right now. Not only was it packed, rain had seeped in, water had seeped in, and it started molding. And so we had mold and we had some stuff back there. But I can tell you today, it's cleaned out. It's cleaned out. And here's what I want to do. I want to celebrate. It's not usable yet. We got some more deep cleaning to do in that room to get the floor ready and some other stuff. But we can stop and celebrate and go, praise God, it's cleaned out. The foundation is laid. And by the way, this is off my notes, but this is what I'm thinking. Isn't that a picture of sometimes what happens in our life? We know that prayer is important. We know that this relationship with Jesus is so important. But one little pile, one little thing becomes a bigger pile and a bigger pile. Here's what I tell you, church. Not on my notes. This is the sermon within the sermon today. Sometimes we have to declutter our lives from all of the junk that has piled up to get back to the things that God would have us to do. Are you amening me on that one? We have to declutter some of the things in our lives to get back to what God, what Jesus would have us to do. It's so easy for that pile to just kind of keep piling up and piling up and piling up. By the way, this is just occurring to me. Underneath that pile, it's kind of ironic. This table was sitting back in that room. It's kind of funny to me that it says, remember me on the front of this table. and we said, oh, we'll remember you and put stuff on top of you. That sounds very condemning. I'm not, church. Because I know, look, go to my garage at my house. I understand how this principle works, all right? It's easy enough to happen. But what I want to tell us today is we're going to stop and we're going to celebrate. We got a cleaned out room. We got other cleaned out rooms. We got places. We got corners. We are building the foundation, and we can stop and celebrate that the foundation in this rebuild is there. And we got more to do. But we're going to, and by the way, we're going to keep doing that. We're going to keep stopping and praising God and celebrating. Here's what I can tell you over the last few weeks. Attendance is up. Finances are up at the church. Got my amen corner over here. What's Chosen, right? Yes, sir. This is the cutest little kid down here, Chosen, right? Good. So finances are up. Attendance is up. But more important than that, I want to tell you, here's what I see. The Spirit is up. Church, you've got a great spirit. I had so much fun this week, other than the hurt back part, but just interacting with so many of you, it was a great week of just like interacting, and the Spirit here is so good. A few things you may not know, I've had some interactions with some area pastors, and here's what they said. We hear good things about Wright Baptist Church. Florida Baptist, Northwest Florida region, they're supporting us. They said, man, we're hearing some good things about Wright Baptist Church. Thank you. Yeah. I'm going to if I ever go on the road, Cody, you're coming with me. You're just like right there, right? We're going to celebrate what God is doing all along the path. Every single step. But we're not waiting for this big, here's what I'm trying to say. We're not waiting for this big finish line out there. We celebrate all of the victories along the way. All the victories along the way. Here's what I don't want us to do. I don't want us to be looking at this something out there and miss all of these things, because every week we're going to have somebody coming who needs to know about Jesus. And so I want us to always keep the priority that, like, we're going to celebrate when this person comes to Jesus for the first time or maybe returns to Jesus. You know, we're going to get those waters fired up here as well. We are going to see lives change, church, and we're going to celebrate that all along the way. Now, this last one here, this one's harder, okay? Point number 4. Not everyone will be pleased with the rebuild. Not everybody's going to be pleased with the rebuild. Look at Ezra chapter 3, verse 12 with me. It says, yet many of the priests and Levites and heads of father's household, the old men who had seen the first temple, wept with a loud voice when the foundation of this house was laid before their eyes, while many shouted aloud for joy. So here you have the situation. They're building the new temple, and they've just laid the floor. That's all they've done. But then there's some of the ones who had probably been there around 70 years earlier. They had remembered the first temple. Maybe they remembered the square footage, and they just remember what it looked like. And they're looking at this going, this is not the same as before. This is different. And so they started weeping. They started crying with a loud voice together. Anybody in here a people pleaser? You can admit it, right? Yeah. This is especially hard for people pleasers. Like people pleaser, and I've been guilty in my life. Like you want everybody to be happy, okay? But sometimes it's just not going to happen. By the way, if you're in any type of leadership position, you should know that you can't please everybody. I had a guy years ago, he was a city councilman, and before that, he had been in just other roles in his life. But he became a city councilman, and right after he became one, and he was a people pleaser like to the max, he was almost in tears. He's talking to me, which is funny. You know, at the time I'm like 30, and he's a city councilman in a city, you know. I'm not telling you where, but which is kind of funny. Like he's talking to me, but he was just upset, you know. And so he's like, yeah, I get people calling all the time, and they're just upset about this pothole in their road, and their garbage wasn't picked up, and he's just getting all these calls and all this stuff, and he's just I said, look, you're never going to please everybody. You're just not. Just do your job the best you can. Be honest with people, and just do what you can, you know. Not everybody is going to be pleased with the rebuild. And there's some psychology, I would think, behind this. Just go down this road with me a little bit. So they were remembering this old temple. And we do this, there's a psychology here. I think we do this sometimes too. When you think back on your past, here's the one common denominator with our past. It's known. You know your past. You've been there and you've done that. It's the one thing in life we already know, so we can control it. Which, when I say control it, you can actually forget the stuff you don't want to remember and remember the stuff you do want to remember, right? We can control our past. Here's what you can't do with your future. It's unknown. You can't control it. So the past we know, the future we don't know, so there's a little bit of fear in the future. And I think that may have been going on here with these guys. Like, wait a second, this doesn't look like the old one. And we had some good times back here, and I don't know if this is going to happen here with this. Are y'all with me? Okay. And I'm not trying to scare you, but what I want you to tell you is, here's the thing. It's an old saying, but God is he's with us in the past, but he is with us in the future. I don't know the future, but I know who holds the future. That's the saying I'm trying to remember. We know who holds the future. And so when we grab onto God, even if we go into things with a little bit of fear, we can go, God, you're already there in the future. Y'all do realize that God is at all times and all places at the same time. He's there. He's already there. So we don't have to be fearful with this kind of stuff. So here they are, 70 years later, they're rebuilding, and there's some who they're upset about this situation a little bit. Some of them in the middle of this are saying, this isn't anything like the old temple. Things were so much better back then. Somebody's going, why are we celebrating? Why is everybody getting happy? Well, all we done is laid the floor, and it's not big enough. You know, this is the cold water committee. This is the ones coming in going, y'all put those cymbals and tambourines down. Quit celebrating. This isn't right. Quite practically, church, quite practically, this next year or so may be a challenge a little bit, because I love you, so I'm going to tell you this. Things are never, ever going to be exactly like they were in the past. But that's not just for this church. That's for your life. That's for your home. That's for your family. I know sometimes our kids were so precious when they were 5. And then they became a teenager. They're not going to be 5 again. You got to adapt, right? Chosen is awesome right here. Chosen's going to be a teenager one day. And little cute Chosen may not be as cute when he's 14. You know what I mean? Spank you a little. You know what I'm saying? Just things change. Amen. You know. All right. You know. Things change. And so, church, we can't be afraid of some change, especially if that change is guided by the hands of God himself. Here's what I'll encourage you with. There's great days ahead for this church. It may not look, no, it's not going to look like the past, but that's not me there's not some big glorious plan to make it so different. By the way, we're going to bring stuff out that needs to be out like this. Good job on this, whoever did this, by the way. This looks awesome. We have a decorating committee. They've decorated out there today as well. Yeah, give them a hand. That's incredible. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Sometimes letting things in the past go is difficult, especially when we're moving into the future. But here's the reason we're doing it. We have to. We have to reach into the future. We have to reach this community. We have to reach out to people, let them know about the love of Jesus. Here's my goal in life. You know, at some point, we're all gone, okay? There's an encouraging message for you today. Go home with that one, right? At some point, we're all gone, but one thing we can leave behind is a legacy. What would be awesome is if we leave behind a legacy that this church is still standing 100 years from now and it's still reaching the community. It's doing incredible things. And for that to happen, we're at the crossroads of making it be what God would have it to, making it be what God would have it to be. Not what Kevin, not what you, like what God would have it to be. We listen and we carry it out. Are y'all with me? Amen. Okay, all right. Whew. It feels like this one's a little tougher today. Life is an adventure, you guys. And we don't know the next turn always. But God is already there. God is already there. To the people pleasers that are trying to make sure that everybody's happy. Okay, if you're one of those and you're like, we got people upset. Here's how we handle people who are upset. Because it's going to happen at some point. I've done this long enough. You've been in life long enough. Somebody's going to get upset at some point. We don't shun them. We don't ignore them. We love them. And we try to explain. You know, sometimes a conversation goes a long way. This is why we're doing this. rather than just bulldozing through some stuff, we explain it. And we help them understand, okay? And we listen, because a lot of times it's a valid point. Okay. I'll have to look that one up later. Galatians 1:10. All right. That's okay. I want you to think about this. The past, I spent a lot longer on this point than I was intending to, but I think it's important. I think God wants us to do this today. The past is something that we reminisce about. We think about the past. We all do that. Like, everybody's got glory days. Like, when I was in, like, Little League or whatever, like Little League football, I'm going to tell you the truth first, and then I'm going to tell you about my glory days, all right? The truth is, I didn't play until, like, the last minute of every football game because I was about this tall and about 65 pounds, and so they didn't put me in. That's the truth. But I did play, and so I played over in Pensacola. This one game, we're losing, it's little kids league. I think I was in 5th grade. We were probably losing 70-0 or something. We were getting killed, because they put me in. So, we're either winning big or losing big, right? So they put me in. So here's my glory day story. They put me, this is stupid. They put me at middle linebacker, which if you know anything about football, that's the dumbest place. They should have put me at safety or just, it's like in baseball, they put you in right field, Like, they should have put me somewhere not there, but put me at middle linebacker. So here's my glory day story, all right? This was not on my notes, but I got to share it. So I'm there, and this guy, the running back, starts running around the corner, okay? By the way, that running back, guy by the name of Emmitt Smith, grew up in Pensacola, okay? Which he shouldn't have still been in the game. Like, they should have taken him out, but he was, and I'm glad because I have this story today. So Emmitt comes around the corner, and I'm middle linebacker. I'm supposed to be going this way, but I saw him, I'm like, oh no. This is my only football story ever. So there's no way I'm going to get him here, but I'm like, I got to go this way. So I start running this way. So he's running, and I'm trying to cut him off, like kind of like a missile. I'm trying to cut him off. So here's the scary part. I actually caught up to him. And now I'm like, oh, now what do I do, He's already gained like 500 yards for the game. So I'm like, I got to get this guy down. So I jump on his back. I'm piggyback riding for about 10 yards down the field. And I'm like, I can't. He cannot cross the goal line with me riding piggyback on his back. That's going to be embarrassing. So, y'all, I am not promoting this. I'm not saying this was right, but this is what I did. I took my right leg, and I went, bam, right somewhere. I don't know where exactly I hit. But he went down. And here's the craziest. I promise y'all this happened. He went down. I look up. There's a flag on the play, all that kind of stuff. But I look over at our stands, and I got parents just going nuts. I got carried off the field that day, y'all. For one tackle. So that's my glory day. That's it, all right? We all look back on stuff in the past. That was way too long. We look back on the past, and we reminisce about the past, and it's always a glory day type of situation. Here's the thing. You can reminisce about the past, but you can't reminisce about the present, because the present's the present. Now, this is going to get crazy. In the past, that past was present at that time, but now I'm reminiscing because that past I'm in the present, and I'm looking back on that past. But today, right now, as we are here, we're in the present, but one day, this present is going to be in the past, all right? You didn't know you're getting Dr. Seuss here today. I didn't either, but right? We reminisce about the past, but not about the present, but one day the present is going to be the past, and we're going to be able to reminisce about this. So here's the thing. That was a glory day that I'm looking back upon, but maybe today is a glory day that one day we're going to look back upon and go, we can reminisce about that day that we were in. That was a glory day, but we didn't know it when we're in it. Y'all with me? Okay? We have to know that God is with us every single moment of this whole thing. One day this present is going to be in the past, and what our job is in the present is to make sure that we're listening to Him and recognize and do like they did to celebrate. We might be living in the glory days, one of the glory days of Wright Baptist Church. There might come a time where people are going to look back and go, I remember back in 2025 when God started stirring in the hearts of the people at Wright Baptist Church. We may look back on it one day and go, I remember those days. Man, they were so exciting. The committees started coming together and doing stuff. And remember when we cleaned the church up that week? Remember when Kevin injured his back that week? That was crazy. It was such a good time. Yeah, remember Kevin told us that football story? Yeah. Y'all going to go home and you're not going to remember anything I said, but he tackled Emmitt Smith, and that's okay. I am a war hero. You just remember that, all right? I want to conclude. Let's go to Ezra chapter 3, verse 13. Ezra chapter 3, verse 13 says, so that the people could not distinguish the sound of the shout of joy from the sound of the weeping of the people. For the people shouted with a loud shout, and the sound was heard far away. So what you've got a big loud noise coming out. There's a bunch of them that are celebrating, and there's a bunch that are weeping over the past. By the way, some of those that were weeping over the past, some of those weeping, we don't know exactly why they were weeping. I know I made the point today that they were kind of holding on to the past, but I think some of them could have been weeping, going, man, we could have done this sooner. We should have done this sooner. We didn't have to be in exile if we had just listened to God in the first place. So there may be other tears going on. But for our purposes here today, I see two groups. One that was holding on to the past and was worried about it, and the other group that was celebrating the most basic of thing. We've laid the foundation. Here's the question. Which group will you be a part of? Both are making a noise because far off, they couldn't distinguish who was who kind of thing. A church that is unified, I know I've said this a bunch, a church that is unified can do a lot of stuff together. And church, even though we're figuring some stuff out, we celebrate together. And we meet at the cross. We trust Jesus. We trust Jesus. And we celebrate together. Which voice will you be in this equation? The one that's so scared, it's not like it was? Or the one that's going, praise God, there's movement. There is a stirring going on. Which one will you do? To do that, we have to trust God with our present. We have to trust God with our future. Quite practically speaking, I think it plays out like this. We have choices with our language, with the things that we say. When people talk to us about Wright Baptist Church, we can say, well, back in the day, we had like 3 services, which y'all did. We had 3 services, man. We had like this incredible youth choir, whatever it may be. We can say all this kind of stuff, which is true, okay? All that is good. And I'm not even saying we don't need to say that stuff, but if somebody's coming new and they're just starting with us, I'm just being quite practical. They don't care about the past. They want to know, what can I get from my relationship with God today? How can you, and so I care. Now, I'm not downing the past with you guys, but I'm just saying the practical in today's time, what we need to let them hear is God is moving in this place. There's a stirring going on. There's a love, because there is. And that's what they need to hear is we welcome you. And here's what I'm telling people. I'm not trying to make any kind of a pie in the sky kind of stuff, but here's what I'm telling people is, hey, we're resetting, we're rebuilding. We'd love to be a part of that. We're not where we're going to be. And there are people who want to be a part of something like this. They want to be a part of something that's growing, that's alive. I have been in a bigger church. I had a youth group of 120 students. I've been in a bigger church. Can I tell you that big church was dead? It's not always about the size. We were so just maintaining. Now, they're doing good today. But it was so just maintaining. It was just, I was doing more admin than I was anything else at that church. There's something exciting about when God starts moving, and He's doing it here, y'all. I can feel it in my bones. There's a stirring going on in the people here. So that's what I'm telling people. We would love to have you be a part of what God is doing here. Would you be a part of this team here? We would love to have you. So not all will, but some will. Some will. I promise you this too. Those that come with children, as we're building our children, we've got, y'all, the foundation is laid here. We've got a youth pastor that's incredible. We've got children's ministry that's incredible, that love the kids. My wife has done this for years. We've got a team of people that are ready. We are in place. The foundation is built. And I can promise you this, when teenagers come, some of them will be on the stage doing stuff. We're going to let them be a part of this thing. And we're going to let them we're going to let the younger people be a part of this thing. Some of y'all getting scared, I get it, but it'll be fine, I promise you. All right? I promise you it'll be fine. So encourage them with that. One more verse. Isaiah chapter 43. Once again, Isaiah is something they would have read just like we're reading it here today. Isaiah 43, verse 18. But forget all that. It's nothing compared to what I'm going to do. For I am about to do something new. By the way, these words are on our wall out there in the lobby. I'm about to do something new. See, I have already begun. Do you not see it? I will make a pathway through the wilderness. I will create rivers in the dry wasteland. Church, God is at work around this place. God is at work, I promise you. He is using the outsiders. He's going to be using more of them as we come. There are people that haven't joined this church yet. They're going to be a part of the rebuild here. He's going to use young people. He's going to use us. But I want you to know this. He is at work at Wright Baptist Church. With everything in me, I feel it in my bones. I know y'all do too. There is a stirring that is going on. It's a new day here at Wright Baptist Church. Amen. Let's pray together. Let's pray together. Lord Jesus, we love you. And God, I do thank you for the stirring that's going on. I thank you for what you're doing here at this church. And God, I'm just, once again, I was not planning on saying that thing about the prayer room, but it's just coming to my heart and to my mind again. But God, I thank you for the visual of what that represents to me. God, that buried underneath all this stuff, there's this table here, right here underneath me that says, this do in remembrance of me. God, I thank you that this week we dug out this table and we remembered and we're putting the foundation back in place, God. We're putting the right things back in place. God, you are the foundation. You are the cornerstone of this church. Not my ideas, not marketing clever stuff. You are the foundation of this church. And we've said this so many times over the past few weeks. God, this is a house of what, church? It's a house of prayer. It's a house of prayer. And so, God, that's what we're asking. We're asking for you to show us what you would have us to do. God, we're asking for you to draw people to this place for your glory, God. God, we want to be a part of changing this neighborhood. There's so much needs to be done. But God, even in the process of this big, huge dream and vision, God, even we're going to stop all along the path and we're going to celebrate. God, this week a lot has happened. And a lot happened the week before that. And a lot has happened over the last several weeks. You are moving, God. More than any of the stuff, though, God, I thank you for the spirit of these people. I thank you for the interactions and the relationships that I'm seeing and I'm hearing about all over the place. God, you are at work. And God, this is your church. We want to be used by you. So God, use us. We are obedient and we're listening for your directions. God, if there's, much like I do every Sunday when I preach, God, if there's things that I'm supposed to say that aren't on here, give it to me. God, and if there are things that I did it today that are on the paper that I didn't say, it's because you edited it live. And God, we ask that for this church as well. If there are things that we are planning that we're not supposed to do, would you show that to us? And if there are things that we're not planning that we are supposed to do, God, would you show that to us? We want your vision, God. Prayer is at the central of everything that we are going to do, we are doing. And we celebrate right in the middle of all that. God, you are so good. You are so good. We pray these things in your name. Amen. Amen.